Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Supercross 2 video here on the channel. Today, we're going to be putting the Goggle View to the test, the official test. Now, I've done this before. In the last episode that we did this in, all I really found out was that when you go ahead and you don't pull tear-offs, the game automatically does it for you. So what I'm going to be doing today is hopping in, doing a race on Goggle View, but we're going to be switching it up. We're going to be putting the weather on wet, raining. We're going to make it rainy, muddy, and as brutal as possible. And this is going to be in hopes that our goggles get even dirtier than they did last time. So yeah, that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to smash that thumbs up for me. Throw any comments down below in the comment section, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Check out the Once Company. Oppose nothing, conquer everything. Link in the description. Follow me on Instagram at Goonzig Productions. If you just type in Goonzig, it should come up. And other than that, guys, oh, let me mention this. If you guys are interested in getting anything from the 7 website, make sure to go ahead and use code Goonzig7 for 10% off. That is Goonzig7 for 10% off any 7 gear. And without further ado, I think we get right in to the video. So I'm just gonna come in here to the single event. We're gonna hop into, actually, you know what? I wanna be able to kind of play around with the AI a little bit. So maybe we'll do a 250 race. That way the AI are a little bit easier. For the tracks, we are going to go ahead and, you know what? Let's do Daytona. Let's do Daytona Beach. And we're gonna come down here to the race options and we're gonna put it on rain. So hopefully it is pouring. Medium race length, sure, that works for me. And we're gonna go ahead and start the race. So we're in Daytona. This is perfect, guys. Daytona, it's pouring rain and it's gonna be muddy. So it doesn't really matter where we start or I mean, really anything, how we do in this race. I just want to put this Goggle View to the test. So if anything, I'm gonna start off behind here. And I mean, already in real life, we would have mud on our goggles for sure. Like, what? We're not getting any mud on our goggles. There is one little speck on the left, it looks like, but other than that, man, it's actually pretty tough to get your goggles dirty in this game. The AI goes so slow through the sand. We need to just ride behind them for like, I mean, ever, I guess? Why do I feel like it was easier to get dirty goggles when it wasn't raining? We finally have one little speck of mud that is in, I mean, kind of the center of the screen, but to be honest, like, nothing too view obstructing, like, so far.
I'm actually kind of surprised.
So far, it almost seems like the mud going on the goggles when it's a muddy race is almost the exact same as when it's a clear race. Like, if anything, it almost seems like the goggles aren't getting as muddy. Oh, and there you go. My rider just pulled a tear off. So you know what? Let's put this to the test. I am gonna do, maybe we'll only do about half of this race and kind of see how dirty we can get the goggles. And then you know what? I am gonna go in and do just a regular race on a clear track and see how dirty my goggles get, because like, I'm actually kind of surprised. Let me know in the comments, guys. Have you guys been dirt biking in the mud, like a race in the mud? And you guys got, man, if you've ridden in the mud, you gotta know for a fact that if you're following people, your goggles definitely get dirtier than this. With it raining, like just with it being rainy, our goggles would be like covered in water. So that is one thing that they miss out on. Yet, our goggles are getting pretty dirty now. We're getting a lot of mud on the top. My only thing is that the game is gonna automatically pull a tear off for me here very soon. So at this point, it is kind of difficult to say. Like, it doesn't really seem like it gets any muddier, and if it does get muddier, if your goggles do get muddier while you're in a muddy race, I would say it almost kind of spreads out more. Like, you don't get any big blobs on your goggles, and it doesn't really obstruct your view that much. Like, I'm kind of surprised right now. Now, it does seem like your goggles kind of only get dirty up until like a certain point. Like right now, You can see we got a couple specks of mud as I'm going all over the track, but it doesn't really seem like they're gonna get much dirtier. Now, what if I screw up the system here and I don't actually hit any more jumps? So my rider's not gonna pull a tear off if I don't get any air time, right? So can I make my goggles get much dirtier if I just don't let the AI or the game pull a tear off for me? Bam, there he goes, he pulls it. So you would have to actually like roll every single jump, because it's like as soon as the game wants to pull a tear off, as soon as your two wheels come off the ground, boom, tear off is pulled. I honestly wish they made it a setting, like a realism setting, so that you could go ahead and set it so that you have to pull the tear offs. What if it was like a realistic helmet cam career mode or something like that, where you were locked into the helmet cam and you had full control over everything? My biggest disappointment with this feature, like, I don't even care that the goggles don't get that dirty. My biggest problem is that the game, like, automatically pulls them for you, so then it takes away from, it kind of takes away from the aspect of like being able to pull your own tear offs if the game is going to do it for you as well in the long run. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it does seem like this right here, this view we're looking through, is like as dirty as I can get my goggles. So now what if we attack the exact same track in Goggle View, but put the weather to clear? Do the goggles actually get dirtier in Goggle View or not? For some reason I feel like the goggles aren't gonna get much dirtier in a mud race. Like, they're probably gonna be fairly comparable in this clean dry race. Actually, you know what? We are struggling to get our goggles dirty, so I would say for sure that it is definitely easier to get muddy goggles in a mud race, which that makes sense. Now, one thing I can do to kind of put it to the test is I know where we were kind of pulling a tear off every single lap due to the game automatically pulling them. So what if I get to that point, pull a tear off, and then let, everyone absolutely roost me for the entire lap? Is that going to be a good test? It seemed to be around this section every lap. Whether it was coming into that corner or right here off of this jump, I would end up pulling a tear off. So let's just see. Let's kind of ride behind Nichols here for a bit. Maybe go slow in this section. Let's see if there's a big group of AI riders that we can let kind of pass us here, and boom, there we go. So let's ride behind them here and just see if we can get some dirty goggles. Like, we are definitely getting roosted right now. Just nothing's really showing up on our goggles. Oh, there we go. We just got some roost from Davalos. Davalos hit us with something. But for the most part, I'm gonna have to say that it seems like your goggles, they might actually end up looking the exact same in the long run, but it's gonna take a lot longer for them to get to that point here in a dry race. Like, we were getting pretty dirty every single lap, our goggles were in the mud, but here in the dry, it's actually not too crazy, not as bad as I expected. So this is like the 1 lap mark, and I've been behind someone for, 99% of the lap and getting roosted. So yeah, I would say for sure in the mud, your goggles are gonna get
more dirty.
Now let's see how long it actually takes for the game to decide, hey, it's time to pull a tear off, because in the mud we were only getting like 1 lap of gameplay, and then he was automatically pulling it for us. So okay, that is a crash. That's one cool thing, is that you go down and your goggles are still dirty when you get up. Oh, there you go. He pulled the tear off. So that was like a lap and a half, and our goggles, I guess they were pretty comparable to the ones that we were running in the mud race when we got them dirty. I don't know, it's hard to say. I think they definitely get muddier quicker when it's muddy, which, you know what, hey, that makes sense. So that is going to be where I end this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on Goggle View down below in the comments. I think, to be honest, I kind of expected more for the muddy goggles. Like, in that mud race, I expected them to just get covered, especially off the start when we had like 21 bikes just flinging mud at us. Like, in real life, your goggles would have probably been like just black. You probably couldn't even see. So I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. It would be much appreciated, and I will catch you guys all in another video. Peace out.